Hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. You are listening to BlackSwanRadio.com. I'm your host, Rondell L. Jordan. And, as usual, I got a little bit of food for thought for you. Whether you are on the way to work on a nice, smooth morning, or on your way home, or at work. Today, I want to talk a little bit about, of course, what's going on in the world. And, our attention is being focused right now on Israel and Palestine. And we are being forced into a decision on who you with. Do you stand with Israel, or do you sympathize with the Palestinian people? And if you don't know no better, you do as you just told. You do with the masses. You go with the flow. Don't stand out. Don't bother nobody. Let me just go to work, make my money, come home, and go to sleep in peace. And hey, you can't fault the man who wants peace. Because to know kind of robs you a little bit of the peace, right? It's kind of to know the storm is coming, as opposed to a person who really doesn't care, go about their life normally, and if the storm hits, it hits. If it don't, they don't worry about it. And so that's really the two categories that we are being separated into right now. Those who know, and those who believe, and those who don't care. Either way. And most people probably fit in that box. Then you have the believers. And the believers, of course, have been separated in what their belief is, because the center of belief is a lie. So this is the reason why you have to take a step beyond belief to get to know. And the step beyond belief, in between to believe and know, is faith, action, experimenting, experiencing, exploring what you believe in, to come into knowing whether or not what you believe in is true or not. And once you have found evidence of your truth, because you will have evidence of you acting upon your faith, because your faith has led you to a destination. And it took your determination to get there. And so this is really my message, is really you taking time to think and plan about what you want to do with your lifetime. If we are to gain anything from what is going on, is that time should not be taken for granted. Think about what your possibilities are, and from that pool of possibilities, think and plan how you intend to execute. Use your mind. Take your time to think about what you want to get out of this life. And it takes discernment, discipline to eliminate distraction. Now, your creativity, your craft, right, probably should be directed towards the Most High. The Most High. And I say the word Most High for a specific reason, because this is another dilemma, right? You know, our belief systems have cultivated us, cultured us, indoctrinated us in a new system which eliminates our heritage, our history. It cuts us off from our roots, right? It's like cutting a child from the breast milk and giving it Similac. There's no judgment, but the food is what gives the life form, the nucleus, the cell, that which the cells use to develop. The nutrients, the nurture, the potassium, the zinc, the magnesium, the calcium. You see what I'm saying? The iron, the elements. And so from the elements from which we insert into the human being, it produces its flesh. Not only its flesh, but the materials that make up its mind. So, hold on. What did I say all of that to say? Is what we put in is what forms who we are. And we can use a natural way or an unnatural way, a simulated way. And both may have their pros and cons. Ultimately, it creates two different results. Your instincts derive from the intelligence. Instincts, internal intelligence. And what does your instincts say? Does it desire to be out or in? Faith is supposed to lead you into a direction, because we know faith without action is death. So you have to act upon your faith. It's one thing to believe that the storm is coming, that the war is coming, that the enemy is near. What action do you intend to take from that which you seeing transpiring? If we see the fall of the currency, what are you going to do to prepare for that? And I personally believe, as men specifically, but also as equally vibrant and intelligent women with a worldview and an instinct, should be analyzing, understanding what's going on. And I see a lot of people say, well, I'm going to purchase land. Do you know, before Columbus and his crew, and I'm talking about Columbus and Christopher Newport and the London Company and all of these guys who arrived from Western Europe, was no concept of buying and owning land in the human mind frame. You know, this is a very new concept that's just a few hundred years old, a few centuries. But the human race has been upon this earth exploring for millennia. And, you know, we can call this year 2023, going into 2024. But we have to consider why we call this year 2000. Because we're living under the Roman concept of conquest, as a result of conquest. I'm speaking English. I am an Englishman. Whether I acknowledge that or I've been conditioned to see myself as whatever, when an African hear me speak, what I say distinguishes me in many different ways. You know, it's unfortunate how much time we take for granted. You know, we're being, you know, hurted. You know, we're being hurted, you know, and our attention and our focus controlled because we're addicted to social media, we're addicted to media. And we have fears that we have yet to conquer. And one of those fears a lot of times is loneliness. What I mean is, using time that you have alone to build the life you want to live, to construct it, to visualize it, to study it, to write it down, and then write it down in phases like brainstorm, and then plan, and then execution, fundraising, whatever is necessary. But year after year after year, before the year begins at this time, this is the time to plan and be honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself and obedient to your inspiration, to your inner deity. That inner deity that's guiding and instructing you from within. That is your God. Your inner being, your absolute truth, knowing who you are. In reality, in real time. It takes time for you to get to know yourself in truth. So take that time. And that will ultimately set you free. That truth. And that is your purpose. Right? Once you are on purpose and free, that will provide the financial and spiritual security that you need. Create wonderful experiences that supersedes